Welcome back to the channel, guys. In this week's 2-minute drill, we've got an injury report, a look at the NFC East, and a preview of the Cowboys v Chargers. Coming off of Thursday's tough loss to Tampa, we found out that deep threat Michael Gallup suffered a calf injury and will likely be out until at least week 5 against the Giants. We woke up Friday to more bad news when it broke that La'el Collins would be suspended 5 games for violating the league's substance abuse policy. On Monday, we found out that Randy Gregory was headed to the COVID IR and he'll likely not be available against the Chargers. The bad news continued on Wednesday when we found out that DeMarcus Lawrence broke his foot in practice. He had surgery and he's likely going to be out for the next 8 weeks. If ever the Cowboys were forced to take a next man up approach, it's right now. One of the guys who will need to make big contributions is Cedric Wilson, who's been with the Cowboys for the last 3 years. Wilson caught his first NFL touchdown in week 3 against Seattle last year. He looked good in the preseason and caught all 3 of his targets in week 1 against Tampa. As of right now, here's what the NFC standings look like through the first week of the season. When we add the results of last night's game between the Giants and Washington, here's what we've got. The Giants looked awful in week 1 and lost a close game to Washington last night. Washington's defense has not been as good as anyone expected coming into the season, and although they lost Fitz to a hip injury in week 1, Heineke looked good in the win last night, going 34 for 46, over 300 yards passing, 2 touchdowns and an interception. But the big question in the NFC East after week 1 is whether the Eagles are for real. It's tough to know since they went up against a bad Falcons team, but Hurts looked sharp, going 27 for 35 for 264, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. But the most telling stat from his game against Atlanta was this. When facing the blitz, he averaged 8 yards rushing and threw 3 touchdowns. Dallas hasn't done well against this type of quarterback, so week 3 could be a tough game. Dallas comes into this week's game ranked 13th in power ranking, with the Chargers right behind them at 14. Justin Herbert is a solid quarterback with weapons at wide receiver, and although undersized, Austin Eckler is a shifty running back and has breakaway speed. I do expect Zeke to be able to run the ball effectively. The Chargers have a decent O-line, and with the injuries the Cowboys are facing on the defensive front, it could be another long day for Anthony Brown. I expect this game to be a shootout with the Cowboys getting the win 35-31. Let me know your predictions for the Cowboys v Chargers, and as always, if you like the video, you love the Cowboys, subscribe to the channel and give the video a like.